top of the morning. Order of the day, cappuccino. Boo, 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 boo. Good morning, honeys. Top of the morning, guys. We are making a cappuccino. Cappuccino. Hello my loves, welcome to yet another video. If you're asking yourself who's this lady that's speaking in the background, my name is Ntabileng, and I would really appreciate it if you consider subscribing into this channel and becoming part of the Nest family. And if you're returning Sabi Tanda Sami, thank you so much my love. Thank you for coming back once again. And you know, the loyalty, the love, the support, the comments, they keep me going, guys. I really appreciate each and every single one of you. I see you, I love you. And for the new subbies, welcome home my loves. I hope you guys are gonna stay and enjoy and feel comfortable enough to start commenting. And you know what, let's engage, let's get to know each other, let's chit chat, let's talk, let's heal one another, because after all, this space is supposed to be a home where everyone is comfortable to offload and talk, and you know, we help heal one another. You'll never know, your story might be someone's healing. So yeah, I do know that you guys are probably wondering, this is something different. I usually incorporate my cooking in my vlogs, but today I decided, let me try something different. I wanted to cook with you guys whilst we chat. So guys, in today's segment, I want us to talk about self-alignment, self-introspection. It depends on how one looks at it, but mostly let's talk about self-love. I am raising this topic because it comes very dearly to my heart. This year has been a very shaky year for me, but however, within all those humps, I think it was necessary because I got to have a quiet time and listen to my thoughts and hear myself think, and mostly listen to what God was trying to whisper to me. And that has taught me to be a bit gentle with myself. I'm one person who is my biggest critic. I am my biggest crucifier. I judge myself so badly. It is unhealthy at times. I am one person that excruciates my decisions, my plans, my current state, and I do know that I might not be the only one that does that. It is important, it is vital to be cautious with the things that are happening in your life or the things that you are planning to do for your future, but at times we need to be very sensitive when doing that, because after all, you are all you have. And I mean, let God just be the only judge in your life, you know. As we are growing and embarking in different journeys in life, we are bound to make mistakes, and it's all human, you know. Sometimes sitting there and judging yourself and making yourself feel like you're the worst person in the world, it doesn't help. You are allowed to feel, and however, don't be stuck in it, because that is where the mental health issues begin. Because once you start dwelling much into your feelings, you end up being depressed without you really noticing. And another thing, guys, I learned this year, it's focusing more on my growth. Social media, guys, can make and break us. So I have learned to be very selective of the things that I watch, the content that I take in. It's good to watch other people that have made it in life that you are looking up to, but whilst doing that, be careful that you don't now start comparing yourself or making yourself feel like you're not gonna get there, you failed, and after all, guys, age is just a number. The society has given us or has made us believe that there's a certain age that you should have accomplished most of your goals, and so on and so forth. But to be honest, in this day and age, life is not kind to the most of us, and it happens to the best of us. Whilst others are climbing the ladder, others are falling back down, and the best option in all that is keep trying, never give up. For the new guys that just joined the channel, I think you guys might have not seen the previous vlogs where I was telling you about me previously, where I did a get to know me. Let me give you a backstory, guys. In my early 20s, I was working for a corporate company, a logistic company to be precise, and it was a pretty good job, you know. A job that afforded my lifestyle, my children. At the time, I had 2 girls. My 2 oldest girls were there already. And yeah, man, I had my salary, I had my comfortable life, I had my car, I had my home, you know. And I could really tell that I was walking on the right path, and I was heading towards the right direction where I want to see myself growing. Everything went well. I grew within the company. I had a good position for myself. And yeah, man, who doesn't want to see such happening in their lives? Now, little do we know that regardless of how hard you work, God is the only one that has written down your story, and He's the one that knows your destination. And yeah, guys, eventually things started not going well in the company, and I was then expecting my 3rd daughter, right? Still comfortable, man. I was still living within my means. I felt like there was no problem. We were going to be able to afford our new coming baby with my partner. At the time, hubby was also working, so you can imagine. We weren't really living a flashy life, but we were affording the kind of life we want. So fast forward, guys, I gave birth and went on maternity leave, and luckily I had quite a number of days. So I ended up being home with my child for something like 6 months. And yeah, man, it was rosy and all that. However, I did struggle with the labor because, guys, I did my applications on time, but they kept on saying my process was was pending and things like that. But what can I say? Hubby carried us through, and then came time for me to go back to work. Now, my line of work was, we were placed in different in-houses, which means they place you in different companies, and then you're going to be an in-house there that couriers their stuff to our head office, and then their parcels would then go out to where the client wants them delivered, right? Now, in a point where you are on maternity, they will place someone there for you who will be holding in at your in-house for you to come back. Now, at times it's different. When you come back, you're then given a different in-house, because remember, the company then accumulates more companies that want to work with them, and they would place their most trusted employees in new companies so that we can set a certain record for the company, right? Now I came back to work and I was moved further. I was taken to Sandton. At the time, there's traffic in the morning when you're going to work, there's traffic when you come back. It's far from home. I have like a 6-month-old baby at home who's waiting for me, and at the time I had a good nanny, right, until something came up. Her mom got sick, and then we had to get a different nanny. Now I don't have time. I'm back at work. Hubby's back at work. We still have other children who are basically still small. They're in primary school. And then our nanny referred us to this lady. She recommended her. She said how good of a person she was. And you know what? For a moment there, she was not wrong. When we got a nanny, I just told her that I wanted her to take care of my kids, nothing else. Don't clean, don't cook, don't do anything. Just make sure that my kids are fine. Because I didn't want to bombard this lady with so much work to a point where she ends up now missing the point of why she's in my house. But she insisted, she insisted. As much as I tried to tell her that we didn't want her to do our laundry and stuff like that, she insisted. And I was like, you know what, let me not be funny, and I can use as much help as I can. Guys, if I tell you I took this person as one of our family members, now that's one of my weakest points. I love easily, and once I love hard. Started trusting this woman because of the impression that she gave me. And yeah, I think when my daughter was like 8 months. And here's another thing with me, I'd call her during the course of the day multiple times, just checking up. How are the kids? How is she doing? Does she need anything? And I was just a call away or a text away. She would just text me or send me a call back, and I'd phone her because I have access to the company phone. Come back home this other day, and we get home. My youngest is sleeping. I was aware that she was teething at the time, and man, when the child is teething, they get restless and stuff. I drive her back home and come back, and just around 8 o'clock, I try to wake my baby up just to breastfeed her, and guess what? My child is drowsy. I don't understand what's happening. And I try to phone the nanny, and she's not picking up. And my second youngest tells me that this woman gave my child surgical spirit and Calpol and Panado, and I think I also had like an antibiotic or something like that. So I'm thinking this child is probably not sure what surgical spirit is. I say to her, go get it for me, and she brings it, you guys. She brings it straight to me. Guys, a moment there, like my heart sunk. I had just buried my mom 2 years back. It was still very fresh. I was still very much in pain. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to feel. Yeah, I saw my husband feeling like, okay, this is the end of it. She was vomiting. She would even vomit breast milk, So I called one of my doctor friends, and hubby called one of his doctor friends, and we tried to find out what do we do now. And they both gave us the same answer, that if she consumed that 4 hours ago, there's nothing they can do much. We just have to see if she's reacting to that, and if she does, we need to go to the hospital. Guys, at that time, I didn't want any hospitals because the last time I took my mom to a hospital, she didn't get back. So it was a trigger for me. I wanted to cry as much as I can, but my motherly instinct didn't allow me. I had to check on my child and see how she was responding. We went to the nanny's house wanting to find out what's happening because she wasn't now answering her calls. We got there and she's like, she did give her that. In her experience, when a child is teething, they give her the purple spirit. I didn't have that fighting spirit in me. I was so upset. I was so angry with every fiber in my body, but I just wanted to see my child doing better. I think at the time it was around August. The next morning we woke up, we went to the doctor, they tried to check her, tried to give her some meds, but guys, it wasn't working because everything that she would consume, she would then vomit. She vomited for a period of, from August, I think August, September, October, November. She lost so much weight. We would just try to keep down whatever that she could eat and try not to force much on her, and just see if it works. And I remember there was this other day we went to a chemist in a mall, and she was vomiting so much that hubby was holding her tight so that she can vomit in her tight, because there was vomit everywhere. The temperature was always up and down, and I remember the day my daughter ate. I think it was she had turned a year by then. It was around the 17th of December. That's the first time she really ate something and it didn't come out, and I think it was like mash. And I was like, thank you, Lord, because I didn't know what to do anymore. It was like we were just waiting for the lights to go off, and when she was asleep at night, we would keep checking on her if she's breathing and stuff. I started dropping at work. I lost interest in my job, and it was a mess, man. It was a mess. And guys, at that point in time, I had to make a decision. In our company, they were retrenching. I wasn't selected, but I nominated myself because I had to then sit and make a choice in saying I can get another job, but should anything happen to my child when I'm at work, I will never forgive myself. Because when my mom passed away, I was at work, and the day that I had taken leave and I was planning to go and see her, it's the day that they called me and they said she wanted to see me, and by the time I got to the hospital, she had passed on. So I felt like history was going to repeat itself, and it hit me hard, and I gave up my job, and that's how I lost my job. Now, there are days where financially things are just a mess, and I think of my job and I'm like, maybe I should have just taken a leap of faith and went to work. And that hits me hard. And at this point in time, it's pointless for me to keep tossing and turning about it and thinking, what if? Because should have things turned out differently and I would have stayed in my job, I would have hated my job and felt like maybe I chose my job over my kid. And the same thing happened to my husband. The company moved. It moved to the East Rand. It was now far from home. Financially, it wasn't making sense. And now we are stuck with this situation of a sick child. And he decided to leave the job. So yeah, guys, all I'm saying with this segment is that sometimes we need to be gentle with ourselves. We need to keep reminding ourselves that some decisions were worth it. We had to take those decisions and we need to live with the consequences, as difficult as it may sound or it may feel, because now we can't really give our kids the kind of life that we want to give them. We can just only make sure that they get the necessities, and sometimes it hurts because our children are now growing, they're around other kids, they're experiencing all these things, they want to have all these things that at times you can't even afford. We need to make them wait, and sometimes it could be a year or so. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Until I see you in the next segment, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and share your thoughts. Until I see you next time. Bye.